probably seen this motion on internet before, and in this video I'll recreate it from scratch with a strong focus on shading and movement. And as always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel because it's a huge support from me. Curious about the intro? Check the link below for the full project file, full sound design project file, high quality sound effects, and a quick 2 minutes breakdown of the sound design project. As you see, we have some different shapes that it's kind of hard for me to find it on internet, so I decided to make it by my own. And about the composition setting, we have something like this. And about the frame rate, don't worry about that. Put it on whatever it works for you. I just put it on 60 to be able to see everything as smooth as possible. Alright, so let's head into the video. For the first things, I just want to make a solid color with Ctrl Y and give it some color like this. And I'm gonna pick this square and try to make some shape like this. I just give it some roundness, about 32. And about the color, I just open up the fill and give it some color code like this. It's a little bit lighter than the background, so I turn off the uniform option for the size property and I try to resize it like whatever I want. So I'm gonna give it some light sweep effect. And honestly, if you wonder about this process that I'm doing, I'm just doing it with Control Space, and it's a FX console. So don't forget to check my Discord channel because you can find a flow motion for an FX console and the project file on my Discord channel. So basically, I just want to set this setup for that. Put the center as far as possible, like somewhere over here, to prevent having any side effect on a shape. And then put some keyframe for that. Coming over here, maybe I need to go forward for 50 frame and then give it some other keyframe and obviously move it to the other side, like very far at the other side. I'm gonna make it fast at the first and a little bit slow at the end. So I'm gonna apply some graph like this on a flow. And I also want to put some lighting for the background. So what I'm gonna do is just do a Control Y and then just changing the color to something like blue. Give it some mask with a circle shape. I will probably like to turn on the title action safe and then put it at the center. And then I need to invert the mask and give it some feather, maybe a lot of feather. And then if I come to the property of the mask, I can play with expansion and give it some effect like this. So for the first things, I'm gonna turn down the opacity to something like 50 or maybe 60. And for the second one, I'm gonna put a keyframe for the expansion and then comes out a little bit forward and do something like this. And about the keyframe, what I'm gonna do is just making it a little bit fast at the first, and then at the end it will be much more slower like always. So it would be something like this. I think it's really fast. I just play with these two and comes out with something like this. I think it would be good, but I didn't change any adjustment on a graph. So I'm gonna do some scale in 10 frame and move it to somewhere like this. And about the keyframe, I'm gonna apply some graph like this. So if you see, it will be something like this, really fast. So basically I draw a circle over here, and what I did over here was playing with the keyframe of the opacity. I make some keyframe like this with a 30 opacity at the first, and then I go forward for 40 frame, almost 40 frames. And over here, because I don't want to have any like movement and opacity and stuff, so I just put another 0 keyframe over here to make it completely steady. And then I turned the opacity to something about 10 in only 5 frame, and in almost 10 frame I turned back the opacity to something about 0. And about the graph that I apply over here, it was some graph like this, which is kind of slow at the first, a little bit fast at the middle, and then again a little bit slow at the end. And what I'm gonna do is just give it some fastbox blur and push it a little bit for about 86. So it will be something like this. So basically over here I have a light shape, right? But I need some darkness over here. So what I'm gonna do is just duplicate this one with Control D and give it some color about, or maybe I can just remove the light sweep to have something like this. And then I'm gonna mask some area and give it some feather. I'm gonna do this with a mask path. Over here, it should be around here. And then when we come to the end point, which is over here, I'm gonna push this to somewhere about here. Awesome. I think this is cool. And I basically wanna give it some same graph. I have to move a little bit back, but I have to move this out of the frame, because it shouldn't be inside the frame, right? I think I need to turn the feather a little bit higher. So it's time to put the elements and the text over here and then go for the second motion. So I just want to make this but really fast and then come back again. So basically for making something usable, what I'm gonna do is just give it a color key, grab the color from here and just turn the tolerance to something really high. And if I give it some fill color, change the colors to something white and easily use it wherever I want to. I just want to grab all the layers and parent it to the shape that I have it over here, like this shape that it has the movement. Let me change the color first, like to something kind of obvious. Yellow would be good, yeah. But before that, I'll have to make sure that I parent the right things, because some of these stuff are parented already to something else. Like this one is already parented to the bottom layer, and I can move this with that one. Also, this arrow is connected to the circle. So what I'm gonna do is just selecting those layers which is not parented to anything, obviously, and parent it out to the main shape, which is this one. Just don't forget to select the composition that I previously made them by my own, and just turn on this option for all of them to be able to get the best quality of those shapes. So then what I'm gonna do is just select all the layers, like the layers that it's not parented to anything else, like this one, and give them all position, something like this, in 5 frames, and then easily I can move everything down. But like the problem is about this, when they're out of the frame, like out of the main shape, we can obviously see them, but we don't need something like this. So for fixing this issue, again, I'm gonna select all the layers and then track matte it to the shape that I have over here. So once I'm doing this, you see that I turn off the shape, so I'll have to turn it on again. But for the animation, what I'm gonna do is just hold the Alt from the keyboard and hit the toggle animation of the position, and I just need to copy the expression from the expression channel on my Discord channel and paste it over here. I also need to shout out Bricks, because I just grabbed that expression from the Bricks channel and I just do some adjustment on it and it comes out with something like. So the bounce over here is not that much proper because it's too strong. I'm gonna make it a little bit less. So what I'm gonna do is just open up the property of the scripts and give it 3 over here and maybe 3 over here, and then I can copy everything and paste it to the other properties, and then easily I have something like this. Over here, what I'm gonna do is just making a shape, like a square shape, and I also need to center out the anchor point and give it some color like this. And then what I'm gonna do is just giving it a position and then come a little bit forward about here. I think this is gonna be good, and put this over here around here. I'm gonna hit the size and play with the size, like resize it a little bit. And about here, I'm gonna make it something like this, but I have to give it a keyframe to have that adjustment over here. So I'm gonna put a keyframe for the size over here, and then over here I'm gonna turn it to something like this. Give it a curve with the paint tool. So I'm gonna do something like, so the rotation over here would be something about this, and all the way up over here it should comes up with something like this. So I'm gonna give it the same graph for over here, like the same one that I give it to the main shape down there. Apply some deep glow in it. So I just want to give some keyframe to radius and exposure with some value like this, and then make it 0 over here. And about the graph, I'm gonna give it something like this, a little bit fast at the first, so then it will be shining at the first, and then gradually turns to something really flat. So I'm gonna split the text to the different characters. I'm gonna do this with the text explorer, and you can also find the text explorer on my Discord channel. And I'm gonna set up some setting like this and apply it to the layer, so then it turns to something like this. All the characters will be in different layers, so I can grab all and move the anchor point to the center, and I can synchronize it with this. So I'm gonna cut this up. I don't need the before, so over here these will be here. About a frame, I'm gonna reveal these 3, or maybe also the top one. And about a frame, again, I'm gonna release this one, and I just need to keep doing it and just make the different layer appear in the right time. And for the spice, what I'm gonna do is just give it some fill color with some setup like this. It will be light blue at the first, and it turns to gray gradually. So I just need to copy this to the first of each layer. So the only things that I need to do is making it once, and then copy the fill color and just copy and paste it to the first of each layers. So for the next movement, what I'm gonna do is just make a null object with a Control Y, Shift Y, and then connect all the layers except the background to the null object, the background to the layer that I make it right now, and then select all the layers except the background and the shading and stuff that we made it. And then we have to select all the layers which are not parented to anything, like this one and this one, except the lighting that we make for the environment, like the white and blue shadow that we put it on a background, and then easily parent it out to the null object. I'm gonna put a position keyframe and then comes a little bit forward and put another keyframe. I also need to put a same keyframe for the scale over here, like about here. So I need a position and scale, both of them, and then I have to turn on the title action save to have something accurate and leave it somewhere around here. I think this is gonna be good. And then if I apply some graph like this with motion for it, that you can also find this on my Discord channel, maybe a little bit more scale. Like, let me find the highest area. It would be around here, like 5 frames before this area. I just want to mark it out. I have to start removing the layer from the end, so I'm gonna remove it together, like these 3 first, about 2 frames or 1 frame, these 4, these 3, or maybe around here I can remove this one by one. And then easily it comes out with something like this. So I'm not gonna write it one more time again. I just want to duplicate one of these layers, which is the first letter of the sentence that we have. So I'm gonna extend this layer and I'm gonna write, can you... I don't need the fill color anymore, so I need to give this one movement. So I'm gonna find the layer. It will be this one. So what I'm gonna do over here is connecting these to null 8 first, and then immediately connect null 8 to null 7, and everything remain kind of good. And then I can easily do the movement without any issue. Like around here, I'm gonna give this some position and then move it exactly over here. And for the graph, I'm gonna give it something 67, 67. Yeah, this is kind of cool. And then for the transition over here, I have to do the same things that I did over here. So I'm gonna split the character of the text to different layer with a text exploder. So first of all, let me put the anchor point at the middle, and I also have to move everything below this layer. And the first letter would be C, and I'm gonna do something slightly different. So around here, I'm gonna give it some opacity and turn it to 100, like it should be 0 around here. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is just cutting the layers. You see that I have something like this. Like, the problem over here is about the movement that I make over here. So I have to push the movement a little bit forward. So what I'm gonna do is just finding the right spot. I have to move everything to over here. Like, the movement is start from exactly over here, and then all the layers should comes forward about here. And then if I turn off the solo mode, I can see something like this. Yeah. I think this is kind of cool. And also I need to move the movement over here a little bit forward. So let me add the option over here. About here, yeah, exactly over here. I have to connect this one to the new null object and then give it another position and scale and some keyframe. So I'm gonna push this to somewhere like this and scale it up a little bit, somewhere like this. And over here, I have to add the version to over here. Like, the version is something pre-made by my own that it has some animation on it. So let me explain the animation and stuff that I put over here. So basically, it comes out with a main shape that I give it the roundness about 30, and I'll just resize it with the size. I'll put the text in it. I'll also make this one, like the shape, with a little bit darker color. Like, basically I just duplicate the background and then resize it with a size option over here. Just make sure to turn off the uniform option for that. This is a vector that I previously downloaded, and I just give it a CC toner with this kind of setting to make it gray and dark. Like, basically I just parent this vector shape to the layer that I have over here, and then I give it some graph like this, almost 7 keyframe. And about the graph that I have, it's gonna be something like this. And about this shining effect, what I did over here was only a simple deep glow that I pass it to over here. If I open up the keyframe, you see that I'll leave it on 0 for both radius and exposure. And I just turn it to something like 201. And then again, after lots of frames, I turn it back to 0 again. And I don't pass any kind of graph to these keyframes. It's kind of linear graph basically. And And the thing that it makes it a little bit bluish is a new feature on Deep Glow 2. They add a tint to the Deep Glow, so you can just set some setup like this for the tint effect over here, and it easily turns to some color like this. And I also connect this layer to GPT-7, like parent it out, to be able to copy all the movement that I gave to GPT-7, because it's part of the GPT-7, obviously. I just gave it a simpler scale. If you at least watch one of my videos, you can see that I'm using this structure of keyframe a lot. So you can put a keyframe over here, go 5 frames forward, and then again put other keyframe, and then again go 5 frames forward, and then again put some other keyframe. And the only things that you have to do is just change the middle keyframe. It doesn't matter is it a position, scale, or anything. It works on all the different properties. And then I easily copy and paste the scripts that I have, and I didn't do any changes on my scripts, honestly. And you can easily see that I have some bounce scale down over here. Awesome. So exactly around here, what I'm gonna do is open up the scale and just turn off the uniform scale, and then do a keyframe over here and go forward about 10 frame, put other keyframe, and around here I'm gonna do something like this. But honestly, before I do that, what I'm gonna do is just move the anchor point a little bit down to make it a little bit more accurate, and then again do this. I think this is gonna be good. I'm gonna give some fast graph like this. It will be something like this, and then I have to give it a simple opacity, like 0 opacity over here. Then again, same keyframe and graph. And about here, what I'm gonna do is just giving it a 76 or even more, 80. So it has a high area, right? If you see, it's gonna be over here. So I'm gonna leave this around here. So let me see what will be happen. So basically it's awesome, but it has to be parented to this layer because it has to follow the position over here, right? I just need to add some shading to over here. So first of all, I have to open up the composition and find the area that it moves to down. And then what I'm gonna do is just come back to the main composition, make other null object again, and then connect this one to the null object. Do a keyframe over here, and then again find the last keyframe, and then put some other keyframe over here. And move this a little bit down. I need to turn back to the composition, read the value of the graph, and then come back and pass it to this one. It's kind of too fast for me, so I'm gonna give it a little bit offset and give it some little bit smoother like graph. I think this is awesome. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Like over here we have a lighting at the back, and then around here I have to make other lighting. Make some shape like this, leave it behind the version, like behind the shape that I have over here, and give it a fastbox blur, and then play with the blur radius to have something like this. But it's a lot of radius, so I just want to move it to something like this. Put the anchor point at the middle to be able to have this at the middle. So around here I have to give this like opacity. Opacity over here should be 0, over here should be 100, and again it should turn back to 0. Let me open this up like something like this, but I have to move it around here, and I also have to give it some kind of scale, something like this, and make it really fast at the first, something like this. But let me see what will be happening. I just have to move this to the really bottom. It should be around here. I'm gonna duplicate this layer, move this below this, and move this to the top of the shading that we just made it. It's this, right? From here. Yeah, it's gonna be this one. So I'm gonna move this in a right spot, and then I just select all the keyframes, hold the Alt, and just move it to make the size same. So for the first things, I'm gonna scale up the circle over here, make the radius blur a little bit more, and then turn down the opacity to something a little bit higher, maybe 15 or even 16. I have to make a circle shape over here. I don't need any fill for that, but I have to get a reference from the color because I'm gonna give it some stroke. So I'm gonna increase the stroke over here, put the anchor point at the middle, scale it up a little bit, and leave it to somewhere around here. And then give it a fastbox blur to be able to make some like shading at the edges. Awesome. So then I'm gonna move it to the really bottom, put it over here, give it the same opacity that I have over here, like something like this. So you see, it will be something like this, but I have to increase the opacity around the edges. So it's awesome, but the only thing is connecting these two layers to the movement that we have over here, right? And exactly over here, what I'm gonna do is just making an adjustment layer on the top of all the layers and give it exposure and do a keyframe like this. It should be 0 at the end, but 1 or 1.5 at the first. So it comes out with some graph like this. I think this is gonna be good, but it should be in the right place. It would be around here. I just need to move this little bit to forward, and then you can easily comes out with some result like this. To be honest, the reason that I decided to make this video was because of focusing on a shading, lighting, and the different way that you can do some movement on your project. If you're watching this video till here, probably it was kind of helpful to you, and I would be really appreciate it if you do subscribe to my channel and also like the video. Also, I have to mention that you can assets that I'm using in this video on my Discord channel. I'll see you in the next video.